Hello you guys, it's Katie and welcome back to another video. For today's video, I have a packing up my old yarn space and reorganizing the new one video to share with you guys. So it might seem a little confusing because I am obviously still in my yarn room with the same background and everything that you guys are used to, but this is at my parents' house where my big nice yarn room is, and I actually live in an apartment with my now fiance. That's new since I've sat down and recorded any videos, but if you follow me on Instagram or anything you might have seen. But anywho, we live in a 2-bedroom apartment now, and we used to live in a small, technically studio apartment, although the bedroom was like blocked off, so kind of a 1-bedroom, but wasn't even 600 square foot apartment. And we moved back in August to a 2-bedroom apartment. So this footage is from back in August when we moved in, and I was packing up the yarn space at the old place and bringing it to the new place and reorganizing and that sort of stuff. So I did end up taking the desk and one of the shelves from this room now that I have a sort of designated yarn space at our place. I mean, it is also a guest bedroom and an office situation, so it's just a spare room in general, but I do have a lot more room for yarn and crafting things in general, so I ended up taking my desk that was in this room as well as one of the shelves. So you guys are going to see all of that in today's video, as well as a little tour of the room itself once I completed it and everything, which, like I said, was quite a few months ago, but just now getting around to posting this video because school has kept me very, very, very busy. But anyways, last thing I'll say before we get on to the actual footage is that anything I have that I show in this video, anything that I can link, I will link for you guys. So like the desk and the yarn shelf and things like that, I'll link for you guys in the description box below. But with that, let's just go ahead and get on to this long overdue footage that I should have shared with you guys a while ago. Hi guys, I'm currently sick, so don't mind the way I sound. But anyways, I'm just getting the yarn off of this shelf in order to move, because we move on Saturday and it's currently Monday. We have a lot of our stuff in the new place actually, because we got keys to the new place a little while ago because it was cheaper to do it that way than to start the lease now. So anyways, yeah, sick, which sucks, but moving still has to happen whether you're sick or not. So anyways, I'm just getting all the yarn off of this shelf. This shelf is actually going to go in our living room and have like decor on it in the new place. And today my boyfriend and I are going to my parents' house to grab a yarn shelf from my yarn room. So that's where all of this yarn is going to go at the new place. In the spare bedroom that is going to be a yarn room slash office slash guest bedroom. So a little bit of everything, but I will have a little yarn space, which is really exciting. So anyways, just packing this stuff into bags. I have one of these like clothing bag things down here. I can show you. It's one of these clothing bags that you zip up and it's meant for like under the bed storage. So this is what I'm packing the yarn into. I also have my pink moving bags is what they're called from Amazon, and I already packed a bunch of yarn in those and it's already at the new place. So this is just going to be the stuff that's on this shelf. That's the only yarn I have left at this apartment. Hi guys, it's Friday. Tomorrow is our official move-in day for furniture and stuff. We have brought a lot of things into the new place. I'm currently in the new place, so I wanted to show you what it's looking like. I don't think I'm gonna unpack yarn today just because I have kitchen stuff that's more important to unpack first. But I did want to just go ahead and give you an overview while I'm here alone, because tomorrow there'll be like a million people here. But I wanted to give you an overview of what this room is looking like. So I think I mentioned this already, but just a reminder, this is a guest bedroom, office, and a little yarn room situation. So that's why there's more than just yarn in here, or what will be yarn, I should say. I just set out my tripod for whenever I do start recording the process of unloading the yarn. But this is what the room looks like. So right there in this big empty space, there's gonna be a bed, which we're gonna make into like a couch situation when people aren't staying here. We'll put like a bunch of pillows on it and stuff. But whenever people are staying here, they can obviously sleep on it because it'll be a bed. And then here's the desk, which you guys might recognize from my yarn room. This is the same one. We took it from my parents' house from the yarn room and we rebuilt it here. So that is the desk. And then we also have a yarn shelf, which also came from the yarn room at my parents' house. I had 3 of these shelves at their house, so I took one of them to have here. I might take a second one at some point and put it like here next to it, but for now we just have the one, and we're gonna see how much yarn I could fit on it. We also have my safety eye organizer, which was at our apartment, our previous apartment, but now it is here and it's going to live in this room. Probably not there, it'll probably be on top of this, but for now it's right there. I think we're gonna put our printer right there though. And then there is some random stuff, my boyfriend's guitar stuff, and this is actually a shoe organizer, but I might use it for yarn, so that's why it's in here. And if I don't use it for yarn, then maybe I'll use it for shoes or who knows what. But anyways, some of the shelves do come out of it, so it could be like regular shelves instead of cubbies. So I might use it for yarn, we shall see. And then we have this closet, which is a complete wreck, so I'm really not gonna go in there, but all those bags in there are yarn. So mainly, you guys saw me pack up this one and the one down below this tote. Mainly those two is what I'm trying to fit on this shelf. It should definitely fit. My old shelf at our old apartment is actually this. It still needs to be put together. But this is now going to go in our living room and have like pictures and decor on it. At least is the plan, but we shall see how everything fits tomorrow once we get furniture in here. But yeah, this is the current state. Looking a little crazy. Yeah, just wanted to give you guys a little room tour for what it's looking like right now. I didn't record putting the desk together or anything because my boyfriend was helping me and he did not want to be on camera. So, anywho, that is the current situation. Like I said, I'm probably not unpacking yarn today just because I need to unpack the kitchen and more important things. But whenever I do end up unpacking yarn, you guys will see the footage of that. I just organized my Burnett blanket and Sweet Snuggles Lights yarns that are the colorful ones, and it only took up 3 of these squares, which is crazy to me because in my yarn shelf at our old place, it took up like 2 full shelves of just these colored ones, if I'm remembering correct. So anyways, I'm gonna do like black, white, and gray of the blanket slash Sweet Snuggles Light colors in this box, and then I'll have Parfait Chunky and Just Chenille probably combined in one of these upper ones, and then we'll see what other yarn I decide to put up. Alright, so all of my Parfait Chunky is now in this cube, and I still have 3 more left. So I'm going to, I think, do like just chenille and posh yarn in this one probably. And then these top 2 might be acrylic. We'll see. I do have some acrylic yarn. I also have some fluffy yarns like Little Bunny from Premier Yarns, and I think like a Lion brand fuzzy yarn and stuff, so I might also do some of that on top. We'll see. I'm trying to keep the ones that I use most out, and I can keep some that I don't use very often in bins and stuff like acrylic if I need to. But yeah, this is a good portion of the yarn that I have to organize, and I'm keeping at this place because of course a lot of it is still at my parents'. Anywho, on to the next squares. Okay, here's how the organization is looking. We have all of my Big Twist Posh yarn shoved in that cube. We have just chenille and a handful of Parfait Chunkies, just the sparkly ones and the speckled ones in this cube with the just chenille. And I left some room because there are some colors I'm missing, like gray and like light pink and a few different ones I need to grab from my parents' house. So I left a little bit of space for me to add that. And then you guys already saw Parfait Chunky and all of the blanket yarns. I do have a few more blanket yarns here in this bin, but these are ones that I don't use near as often as the ones that are right here. So these are gonna go just in the closet, I think. And then this shelf is gonna be Sweet Snuggles yarn, as well as maybe some fluffy yarn, depending on how much I can fit. We shall see. But that is what I have left as far as unpacking yarn-wise, is this blanket yarn and then the Sweet Snuggles and the fluffy yarns. Alright you guys, so I wanted to go ahead and give you a little tour of this room now that I've finished organizing everything in here. So this, like I have mentioned multiple times, is our office, guest room, and my little yarn area. So we kind of have a little bit for each thing. So here we just have a spare bed for if people come and stay over. I have some of my Squishmallows and things up there. And then to the right of that, we have my desk. This was my desk in the yarn room at my parents' house, and we disassembled it and then rebuilt it here. Same desk, chair, and everything as well. I do have my little tripod thing up here for whenever I film tutorials. And then we have a printer and stuff like that as well. And then to the right of that is my main yarn shelf. Up on top we have some designs that have not been released yet, but I did design those. Then we have my safety eye storage organizer. My favorite part about this is these come completely out, so then I can take this to the couch, which is very nice. So I do that for the eyes and the backs for each ones. Right now my 10mm are missing, as you can see. But yeah, this whole shelf is organized with some Sweet Snuggles and some other just like thicker fluffy yarns. We have Big Twist Posh here, and then we have some just chenille yarns from Dollar Tree, as well as some Parfait Chunky, and then this is all Parfait Chunky in this square, and then the bottom 4 squares are all Bernat blanket or baby blanket, some sort of variety of Bernat blanket. And then to the right of that, we have what used to be a shoe organizer, but we didn't use it for shoes anymore, so I cleaned it out and I'm using it for yarn. And in this is my Sweet Snuggles light or chenille home yarns. And on top is just kind of a little bit of a storage thing. I have one of my chenille cones. I use gray the most because I use that for my possums. And then we have this little bit on top with some scrap yarns and things like that. And then to the right of that, we just have my boyfriend's poster thing and his guitar. And yeah, we have a little storage closet in there. Up at the top of this closet area, this is the one part of the closet I will show you. I have some other yarns up here that just didn't fit in the shelves. This whole bag of yarn is like weight 4 yarn, which I don't use very often, but I do have some like staple colors in there. A lot of this is burnout blanket as well. We do have some glow-in-the-dark yarn here, and then some fluffy yarn up there. And then to the right of this here, we have my packing supplies. So if I ship orders out to people, that is what this is. So yeah, that's the only area of the closet here that is really crochet stuff. Everything else is kind of just storage for clothes and things like that. But yeah, this is the little yarn room, spare room space in our new place. Alright you guys, thank you so very much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. It helps push this video out to other people that may also enjoy it, as well as it just lets me know that you enjoy it and you like seeing this sort of content, because at some point we will move into a house and things like that. So if you guys want to see packing up my yarn space at our current place and then moving next time that ends up happening, of course, I can share that with you guys just like I did today and last time when we moved into our last apartment. I can also link that video in the description box below for you guys if you're interested in seeing that. And that's definitely a good video to check out if you are in the situation where you have a very small space and a lot of yarn to try to fit in the space. And of course, if you did enjoy today's video, you can go ahead and subscribe, and you want to turn on the post notification bell because, like I've been saying with school, I don't have a posting schedule anymore. Unfortunately, I just post as I have time, such as like on spring break and things like that. So if you want to know when I'm posting videos, the best thing to do is turn on that notification bell when you do hit the subscribe button. And I do just want to share a little school update with you guys, since it's been a while since I actually sat down and recorded a video. The last video that I posted here on my channel was recorded last summer. I did record a couple of videos, I think, over my Christmas break, but that's been months ago at this point. I'm sitting here filming this in March. So yeah, it's been a while, but if you just were interested in seeing the new yarn space and things like that, that is the end of the video as far as that part. But if you're here and you have watched me for a while and you like to hear little updates that I try to share with you guys whenever I get the chance, then that's what the rest of this video is going to be. So yeah, I just wanted to share a quick update that I am officially now halfway done through my nursing program, which is very, very, very exciting. It has been a lot of work. If you guys have heard me talk about it, it's an accelerated program, so it's even more work than nursing school would be, which nursing school is already a lot of work. So I'm sure you can imagine what an accelerated program is like. But yeah, after I finish the next year, it's a 2-year program, so at this point I am halfway through, so 1 more year. Once I finish that, I will have my ADN, and then I'll be able to do a bridge program that is fully online to get my bachelor's degree. So very, very exciting. Things are going as planned. Knock on wood over here, because you know, never know what could happen in life. But yeah, so far things have been really good and I really enjoy it. And I have a really good group of friends as well that we all study together and we have all our classes together and all that kind of stuff. So it's been fun. I've had really good instructors and all that sort of thing. So really, really been super grateful and lucky and all that stuff. And I just hate that I haven't had the time to come on here and post as much. But I know you guys understand, and I just appreciate you watching whenever I do get the chance to post new videos. But yeah, that's kind of my update, is that I'm halfway through my program. The other update that I mentioned at the beginning of this video is that I'm now engaged. So if you only follow me here on YouTube and not other places, you may not know that, but I am now engaged as of January. So it's been a little while, but yeah, obviously very exciting about that as well. we're not doing a big wedding or anything, so, you know, but we will be getting married somewhat soon-ish. But yeah, that is really it from me. School's just been keeping me so busy. Like this past quarter that I was in, my program is quarters instead of semesters. So this past quarter that I was in, the past 12 weeks, has been pharmacology and med-surg together. So between the two of them, it's been a test almost every single week, which has just been crazy. So like clinical for 12 hours 1 day a week, and then classes 2 days a week. And then I've still been doing a lot of markets. If you guys have seen on my Instagram and stuff, I still do a lot of markets because I do make the most money off of markets compared to like YouTube videos and things like that. So the markets, you know, help me have gas in my car and pay for my lunch and, you know, things like that. But yeah, I've still been doing a lot of markets, at least 2 a month while market season is going on. This month I did 3. So still been a busy little beaver as far as crocheting and all those things. And I've also been posting YouTube shorts here, just not long form videos, because as you can imagine, these take a lot longer to film and put together and edit and all of those things than the shorter videos that I can literally just do on my phone in a couple minutes and then get them posted. But yeah, I'm still trying to post and be here as much as I can, so I appreciate you guys watching. And yeah, I don't know what the rest of this year left of my program will hold, but I do know it's going to be very busy and probably get even busier because of the amount of work pretty much each quarter ends up being more and more, right? There's more and more that's expected of you to prepare for the NCLEX and things of that nature. So with that being the case, I don't know how often you'll see me on this channel. And yeah, just know I'm doing good, living my life, everything's working out really so great. I couldn't ask for better. So that's just where things are at right now, but still not giving up on markets or videos or things. It'll just be, you guys will see me when you see me, as it has been. And just might be even less, unfortunately, but we'll see. So anyway, I'm gonna quit chatting because at this point I've been filming for what, like 15 minutes, and that is just of me chatting, not even including the portion of the video that you guys have already seen. I need to cut myself off because I will just keep talking in circles and repeating myself. But as always, thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you guys here in the next one. Hopefully it won't be too long since it's my spring break. I'm hoping to edit maybe like 2 or 3 videos at least during my spring break because it ends up being almost 2 weeks. We have a 1.5 week break, but my classes next quarter are on Thursdays and Fridays, so that means I don't actually go back to school until Thursday. So yeah, I end up having like 2 weeks of spring break. So anyway, hopefully I'll get a handful of videos edited for you guys, and yeah, but that is all. Thank you again, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Goodbye.